This is your instructor again. I just want to share with you some tips for reading the ebook. I mentioned in the syllabus that you will be expected to use the ebook. The easiest way to access a great deal of the information as far as multimedia and lecture videos is through the ebook. Now in each section, I'm going to show you section 2.2 here because there are plenty of different examples. In each section, there is a link at the beginning of the section which will take you to a listing of all of the different videos available. You're welcome to use that and then navigate through this area, or you can scroll through, and with each example you'll notice some video links. You'll notice with the videos that some of them will be worked using StatCrunch or Minitab or the TI-84. This one in particular, as I hover over it, you'll notice says it's going to be worked in StatCrunch. This one, on the other hand, the very end parenthetically, it says by hand. Now the other thing you'll find here is these little pyramid type things. These are the You Try It exercises. These exercises are not counted as part of your homework. If you choose to do these, you are not graded on them. You don't receive credit. It's just extra practice. They are not recorded anywhere. Just a little tip here, as you work through your sections, if you want to go straight to the exercise set, you notice in the table of contents there is not a link for the exercise set. What I like to do is either know the page number and type it in directly, or you can click on the next section and back up a few pages. So as we hit the back button, you notice now I'm in the 2.2 exercise set. Now, the other thing that happens at the end of the section is the technology step-by-step. And I'm going to get right back through the exercise set here so I can show you. This actually begins on page 86 at the bottom, but that's for the TI-83, 84 plus. If I go to the next page, then what we see is the StatCrunch technology step-by-step is included. That's going to be really useful for you in addition to those examples worked using StatCrunch. Now, we're going to go to the exercise set. You scroll through the exercise set, what you'll notice is some links here. These are, again, exercise 11 practice. You'll see these practice problems throughout the exercise set. They're simply electronic versions of the textbook problems. You'll also notice these links SC, these are for StatCrunch. What those allow you to do is click and open the data set that's presented in StatCrunch, so you don't have to type in any of the data yourself. So those links are rather useful if you want to practice using the real data without having all the trouble of typing it in. This is actually especially useful for labs. Many of my labs will ask you to use data sets from these exercises. So please be aware that the best way to access those data sets is through your ebook. So we've seen a lot of those links. Now, one thing that's not found in that section is what's called an applet. I'm going to go to section 3.1 and we'll see an example of an applet. So when you click on this link, what it'll do is open up a little simulation program. This does use Java, so you need to make sure that your Java's up to date, and don't use Chrome. Chrome, the browser, does not support Java anymore. So what you'll basically do here is use these Java applets to experiment with the concepts a little bit. These are simulations. Now this one, of course, just like all of them, they do provide some instructions here, some suggestions for things to try. They're basically designed to simulate. One of the things we can do here is add points manually, or I can just put in a sample size like 25 and say simulate, and we can see the mean and the median for that type of distribution. If you click simulate again, it'll just go through kind of a variety of different simulations. So these are fun to play with. Now please note that there are a few different ways to access the ebook. One of those is through course modules, where we see links to the eText that will open the full ebook. You can also go into your MyStatLab course home and go through chapter contents. Now, the third way to access the ebook is through the homework. So if I click on homework, click on the assignment, and open up one of the questions, you'll see under question help that there's a link to the textbook. This is not the full ebook. This is only the text of the single section that that problem comes from. So you'll notice the things that are missing here are on the left-hand side, we're missing the table of contents. Likewise, we're missing all of the video links. So we don't have access to any of the multimedia resources. We also don't have access to the table of contents. We cannot navigate outside of this section. So this is not the best way to access the ebook.